open up with the more Shemaric prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Ali. First, all rise, giving perfect and infinite praises to Allah, the one who made me, the one who made you, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Honors to his prophet, the Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. 5 times stronger, Prophet Noble Ali. And it's the end time. Honors to the Moorish Science of America, the past and present and future leaders of the Moorish Science of America. Honors to all the harbingers of fathers and mothers. The way for the sons and daughters to be members of the Moorish Science of America, to assist in uplifting the fallen humanity. To by Garvey Bay, the forerunner of the Jesus return. Honors to all those past leaders, and honors to everyone within this small voice, and honors to life, and honors to the deceased. Today's show is called ReFlexsion, Part 2, I think. We tend to lose our place and reality in society based upon the views and everything we see on TV, chasing after the luxury and chasing after this, and this, and that. But remember, at the end of the day, it's all about what you do and how you treat each other while you're here. Because how you treat each other is a reflection of the master you serve. Now you're probably asking, Brother Morris Light, what do you mean by that? Well, I'll tell you. Because you have you Asiatic brothers and sisters, Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, Puerto Ricans, Islanders, and Africans, and North and Central South Americans all have a higher self and lower self. Excuse me. And your higher self is the Allah within you. Not all of Allah, but an attribute and portion of Allah. Love, mercy, just, and right. And then you have the opposing, the lower self. Slander, lewdness, murder, stuff, and everything that harms. The one that gets you into all kinds of mishap and trouble. And this is about reflection. And this is where your thinking comes from. Your higher vibration and lower vibration. It's something that you cannot see within yourself, but it's something that is being manifested into action, into motion. And when you have these specific brothers and sisters, or people who don't want to sympathize or don't have no remorse for hardship and all this and all that, acting as if they are the ones that should be privileged and have all these things and have the gimmies and mistreat people, and they're acting like these rich oppressors, these undercover Ku Klux Klan, you know what I'm saying, and all this and all that. This is what's really going on, family. And until you can stop trying to live like your oppressor, the rich, and hoarding and having the gimmies, then it's quite unfortunate that you have to live your life the best way you know how to, and not living based upon someone else's lifestyle that you wish. And this is where the sin lies, within a wish. So when this is the manifested truth, then you have to really step back and think about what you're thinking about, and recondition what you're thinking and manifest those good thoughts and treat people how you want to be treated. But experiencing life after death and, death in the families and so on and so on, shout out to all those people who lost their loved ones on unexpected situations and circumstances. But I'm here to tell you it's not the end of the world. Just remember that your time to leave the earth is also coming as well. It doesn't mean that I'm wishing bad upon you. No, I'm not. Brother Moore's life is not like that. Brother Moore's life is all about telling the truth and telling it like it is. And making people upset that really kicks the nerve, that annoys their lower self. Because you cannot sit here and try to tell me about things that I already know. The naysayers gonna say what they're gonna say. They gonna mean what they say. But I just turn a blind ear to what is really going on. But at the end of the day, it's all about perception. It's all about how you treat your people, how you treat the homeless man or the person on the street, how you treat other people. Is how you feel about yourself inside. I'm not here to cause confusion, but I'm here to cause quarrels with the people's lower self and tell the truth on them, where they gonna come up in the chat and be disrespectful. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, respect the host. This is not your show, this is my show. I do as I please. As long as I'm not over here doing slander or defamation of character, then all is well. But when love, truth, peace, freedom is violated, justice must then take its course. Justice shatters injustice any given day. Name your place, name your time. Justice will be there. There's a thing called you reap what you sow, based upon your reflection of your thinking. Why do people feel like they're so privileged where they don't think that karma's going to bite them in the butt? That karma's not going to strike back like Empire Strikes Back. When are the brothers and sisters going to see that the conditions of the mindset needs to change for the better instead of the worse? Because guess what? Your time to leave this earth is definitely coming. You just don't know the time or the day or the hour. But it's all about showing gratitude, showing love, showing truth, peace, freedom, justice. And if that's the case, then we have to be very understanding of people's circumstances and situations where we don't feel like we can have to be so uppity where we stick our nose up at people and feel like they're less than. Oh, the so-called Negro blacks and colors do it. The Latino, Chicano, Hispanics do it. The so-called white people do it. The so-called people of African nations and Asian nations do it all the time. So that means we all suffer in the same lower cell vibration and thinking. But when you understand about life itself and appreciating the things that you do have and not wanting the wantonness and having everything you want and everything you allegedly are happy, then you're just a problem. When you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. When you cause quarrels with people, then you're part of the problem. Now, when you see people in these crazy conditions and crazy situations, and you see all these Jezebel women and see all these so-called King Herod young boys and men acting a certain way, then you already know where you stand amongst them. And this is the part where you reflect. You reflect based upon the observation of what you see, not what you think perhaps is, and telling your side of the story to be able to butter it up, dairy it up, and mucus it up, and create your own narrative to be able to come with a something that's far better, that's so far-fetched from the truth, but you will be held accountable for what you say and what's on your heart. Hands of an idle mind are of evil. Your children are the devil. Your children's father is of the devil, and the truth ain't in them. Do you see the condition? If you don't have no respect, and you weren't raised to respect and honor people's decisions, instead of holding a slave mind mentality of feeling like, or should I say a slave mentality of that some people have to be subservient to you because of your title can be taken away from you. Your title can be denounced. That way you don't have no superiority, nor you don't have to act like the slaveholder. And when you understand the difference between titles and conditions, they have power, they have authority, they have jurisdiction. But at the end of the day, it's all about what you do with it. Are you going to take your power, your authority, and abuse it even though it was handed down to you? Or are you going to do the right thing and look out for the best interests of the people? Whether you are a politician, whether you're the gay version of Barack Obama or whatever, of the abomination, right? You have to understand that things appear to be good is not good, which is a wolf in sheep's clothing, if you will. When you understand the conditions of the state of mind, then you can understand where your place is to either attack the situation or leave the situation. That's your choice. Allah gives you and I the free will to decide whether we're going to practice righteousness or unrighteousness. The same choice that Allah gave Lucifer is the same thing that Allah has given us. Now, I would never say a person is Lucifer, not unless they act upon being rebellious. A rebellious mind doesn't always mean that the person's evil. A person can be rebellious against unrighteousness, but still be good. And this is where love, mercy, justice, and right stands in. And when you understand these specific conditions thereof, then you can understand whether you want to respond or not. If you don't respond, all is truly well. If you respond, there's going to be some consequences and repercussions. Now, depending on how you respond, it's all about how you carry your voice and carry your energy in a pleasant way. The Holy Quran in Mecca says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbi Alameen, Rahman ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawm-Ad-Din. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful, Lord of all the worlds. So, if Allah is the best of planners, then Allah is leading on and victory is sure. And tell the brothers and sisters, whether they non-Muslim or anti-Islamic or anti-peace, or should I say anti-Islam, right? We're losing our state of mind. As a brother who was part of the Mufti force, the Moorish, the Moorish teachings of Mufti, It brings me great joy to have a better understanding on life and people and allow things to be and let people be, because people at the end of the day are going to make their own decision. They're going to serve two masters. They're going to straddle the fence. They're going to love one and hate the other. They're going to justify things that are not justified and come to their own narrative to deceive the people, like politicians. Whether you want to be the Arab of whatever, then so on and so on, then my thing is this. When love, truth, peace, freedom is violated, justice must then take its course. Until we come to a better understanding of ourselves and look at ourselves in the mirror and reflect based upon our actions and knowing when to change ourselves for the best interest of our spouse, between husband and wife and husband and nothing else. Until we change our condition of how we treat each other, then we can be better people. But if we don't want to do these things and we want to be subservient to someone else's thinking and not do our research, as in the book of let's see what's the book called, 2 Timothy verse 2 verse 15 says, study to show thyself approved, then y'all can come at me with all this shit yap, because I really don't care. You can sit here and say to me that the person who manifested on earth is God. You can sit here and lie to me. You can sit here and deceive me all you want. You can try that, but it's not going to work on me. But at the end of the day, it's all about what you receive and what information you receive that seems good unto yourself. That's your portion of understanding. Your portion of understanding may not be other people's portion of understanding. And this is why we have division amongst families, divide and conquer. So, I guess the people will never know, right? I guess the people will never care, right? Perception is everything. Well, the information you receive is another. And how you take upon that information is how you perceive it. If you think it's okay to beat your wife and you practice Christianity, you practice Islam, you practice Judaism or whatever religion, then you're just of the devil yourself. I don't care what your Bible teaches me. I don't care what your Quran teaches me. I don't care what your Torah teaches me. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If the translation is mistranslation, it's mistranslation. If it says don't eat pork, then why are you eating pork? If it's doing something to harm someone else because you feel like it, then that's evil. But if you're doing it to defend your family, that's another thing. That's another situation. If you're doing it to protect your wife or your children, your mother, siblings, and so on, then you are doing the right thing. If you have to disable someone's ride and you know where they're going to attack you, and maybe disable a ride where they can't drive it no more, then you're doing the right thing. Because you're protecting your family from ambush, because you already know the plan in advance. This is the art of war, family. The art of war is the jihad, is a war within. The jihad is always a war within, never the war with someone else. Or allegedly, it can be, but the war is always started with self. And that's the lower self and the higher self. Where it talks about the Armageddon, the war between good and evil, that's the war within. So when you see and understand certain things, family, then you can be able to unfold greatly. Not like your brother man Moore's life. No, not at all. But you can unfold as your God unfolds. Praise Allah for those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. If you're going to sit here and try to dictate to me about your Christianity that's on a polythesis level, then guess what? You just serve two masters. And the truth ain't in you. So, in all, family, we got to straighten up ourselves. We got to straighten up our thinking. If we are husband and wife, if you guys are husband and wife, y'all need to check yourself. You need to say, "Oh, I messed up." K2 J hit. Jesus is not God, and I don't serve Jesus. No, Jesus said I come to serve. I didn't come to be served. Correction. Allahu Akbar. That's all I can say about that. Brother Noor X5F, praise Allah, Islam, heaven high to you. Greetings. J26, yeah, Islam, peace of love. No, I'm not sovereign citizen. I don't roll like that. That's that paper terrorism. I don't roll like that. I'm a Moorish American Muslim. Temple head Moor. That's what I am. But going on, we gotta really start acknowledging that the Messiah said Allah. If you don't know Aramaic, which is the same thing as Arabic, then you're lost. You cannot sit here and say, I believe in God, because there are many gods. Man's idea is his God. What his God today is not his God tomorrow. When you start owning up and reflecting upon what is right and what is wrong about life and situations, you can only change your surrounding of what's around you to a certain degree. When you don't have faith, you can't change anything, because faith without works is dead. Faith is what man knows is truth. If you know it to be truth, then you can change it. But if you're stuck in belief, but belief is what man thinks perhaps is truth. Man and truth and falsehood are strangely mixed. As truth abides and falsehood goes down. That's what the lessons say. I'm not here to play the piggyback game with people. I'm not here to talk about how, what Jesus did and not, or whatever. I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm here to talk about self-reflection. You can't reflect on a master teacher if you're not using the lessons yourself. You cannot sit here and talk about Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius if you're not taking the lessons and you're using upon yourself, but yet still you suffering somebody down someone's throat like a doggone cup of noodles. You're going crazy over here. You're losing your mindset. Just because you have some information doesn't mean that it applies to everybody. You tell people don't eat pork, they're going to eat it anyways. So what's the point of telling them? It's like you catching your pearls of swine. Can you understand that? Can you see that? Can you see that vibration? Can you see that energy? And if you can't see those things, then get out the trap with that. Allah you cannot see, even though the Bible says that was written by Francis Bacon, King James said that Jesus said, well, if you see me, you see the Father. No, that's not true. That's a contradiction. Where it says that on Mount Sinai, where Moses was talking to Allah, he says, if you see my face, you shall surely die. That's a contradiction. I don't read Bible to find contradictions. I read it to study to show myself approved, and nothing else. When are you going to start thinking, family? My people in the church, when are you going to start tearing down them idols? When are you going to start walking around with the crucifix? What is that cross going to do for you? There's many a crucifix made with a false image of the Messiah on there. Did he die on that cross? How do you know? How do you know he died on any cross? Where's the reference to prove it? Where's the translation to prove it? And this is not slander, defamation of character, it's the truth. When are you going to reflect upon yourself? Instead of trying to change everybody's condition, instead you need to change your own. That's the situation at hand. Right? Just giving y'all something to think about, family. If Islam tells you in the Hadith that it's okay for you to strike your wife with a stick, then you know there's something wrong there. If the Hadith say have your wife walk 6 steps behind you and do social distancing, then you need to check that reference one more time. Because in the Anisha of the Quran, it says that the husband is supposed to protect his wife. Never have his wife walk behind him. Protected means you have a visual eye, you know where she's at. You can see her. When she's about to be ambushed, you can protect her. Not 6 steps behind you. Whatever European came out with that idea is straight dumb. I'm not saying that the Quran is dumb. I'm just saying whoever put that in the Holy Quran in Mecca or the Hadith or wherever that's found about beating your wife, striking her, and all this and all that. Who came up with that idea? Gee whiz. So the religion of peace promotes domestic violence, right? That's what Islam, right? That's what it is. Islam. No, it's not Islam. It's shirk. You associate partners with Allah. You associate the devil with Allah. You associating your lower self vibrations and being condescending and having someone be subservient to you because they don't obey you. So your wife is now your slave. She's not your equal, right? That's the way it is, right? That's how you see it. That's how you feel, right? Because guess what? I'm not following that program. I'm not with that program, yo. If it was me, no, my wife is not walking 6 steps behind me. If I disagree with her, bae, love you, I'm going somewhere else. I'm gonna take a walk. Because right now we're not in the right mind right now. Right now I don't want to get into my lower self. I don't want to strike you. I don't want to put my hands on you or harm you. I don't care what these ones are talking about. You have to excuse yourself, brothers. Especially if you have a wife. Excuse yourself before doing any bodily harm to your wife. And because you're the husband, you're the head guy in charge, right? You're Allah all of a sudden. And you're the one who make the judgment. Despite the fact of your own insecurities. I'll never justify anything to disrespect the wife. You strike your wife, you strike your mother, you strike your sister, you strike your aunties, you strike every woman in your family. That's the way it goes, right? I'm not playing, I'm really serious. This is awakening to awaken the mindset that the men in Islam don't need to be beating on their wives. If you want to beat on your wife, come beat on your brother man in Moorish life. Yeah, we're going to go toe to toe. We're going to go to the boxing ring and we're going to put on the gloves. We're going to spar. That's what we're going to do. For real, for real. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. That's real. So until that day comes, don't be putting your hands on your wife. And this is coming from a sheik. It's unjustifiable. Hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. That's what it truly is. I can't make it up. Oh, but the Quran. No. Nay. If you're about peace, why would you strike your wife? In Islam. If you're about peace, why would you strike your wife in Christianity, who's Catholic or whatever? Come on, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. This message right here goes out to all them ones who like to beat their wives in Christianity and Islam. Or more science even. Or some part of Islam, because there's no sect. You cannot separate peace. There's no such thing as sect in Islam. So now we're playing a Chrislam game now, right? That's what it's truly about, right? That's what you say. Because guess what? Somebody needs to be put in checkmate, and I'm going to be the one to do it. You disagree, to yours be about yours, to me be about mine. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is a reflection, family. Part 2. Reflection. State of mind. Thinking. Think before you speak. Think before you react. That's what my pops say. Don't say something that's gonna incriminate you. Self-snitching is allegedly. What are you thinking? You got dominant issues, so now you got that ego associating partners with Allah. I can't make it up. I would like to, but that means I'm serving two masters. And if I want to be on the side with the brothers talking about, yeah, beat your wife. A man should never put his hands on his wife. Husband should never put his hands on his wife. Wife should not put her hands on her husband. I don't care what religion or what denomination you practice. I don't care if you're Jehovah's Witness. I don't care if you're Jewish. I don't care whatever. Fire burn the injustice. And the judgment is definitely now on. Your Jesus is not going to come back and save you, because he already came back. The only Jesus that allegedly is coming back is this European one that everybody's waiting for, who are Christian, who follow those pale skin version of that's the Messiah, so to speak. I'm breaking the chains, yo. I'm breaking the chains as a sheik, as a Muslim. M-O-S-L-E-M, Muslim, not Muslim, Muslim. Muslim, the one that's written on the Shriners' Fez, M-O-S-L-E-M, Muslim, the one who's the will of Allah made manifest. I submit to the Allah in my heart and mind, because that's the nearest place I can meet Allah is the heart. See, family, this is what needs to be thought about on a daily basis. If you love someone, why would you strike them and hurt them? That means you're not loving. That means you're hating. Right? But I'm about to close this out with the more Shemakin prayer. I'm about to leave. I got some things to do. I got some reconstructing in my mind to do. Rest in peace to all those loved ones who have passed, who didn't get a chance to live their life, was expected of their family to live longer. Honors to those who are still in mourning. Honor to those who are suffering, that there is a solution to the problem, because you're the solution. No one outside of you can bring the solution. Whatever is outside of you that has a solution, use that to uplift yourself. And young brothers and young sisters, stop calling yourself boyfriend, girlfriend. Stop acting like you married. Because all you're going to do is create more problems and more domestic violence. There's no point. It's injustice. So, everything I'm saying to you is coming from the heart and mind of your brother man Morris life. Islam, peace and love. Love you all. Be about love instead of hate. And y'all need to listen to that song of Michael Jackson called Man in the Mirror. It's talking about you. But anyways, I'm going to depart from you all. Islam. Peace and love. Allah the Father, the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation by night and by day. Get proper rest. Eat good. Eat healthy. Whatever's not on earth, family, don't eat it. Whatever the trials and tribulations y'all going through, I pray that you conquer in the name of peace. Islam. Peace and love.